and welcome to the Be Black Entrepreneur series, where we are highlighting local Black business owners all month long for the month of February. So today I have with me Nicole Calhoun with Simply Skin, Face, and Body Spa. Welcome, Nicole.
Hi, good morning. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So tell everybody a little bit more about yourself and about your business.
So my name is Dr. Nicole Calhoun. I am a board certified family nurse practitioner with my PhD in nursing research. I own Simply Skin, Face, and Body Spa. It's a day spa in South Charlotte off of Park Road, where we specialize in skin care products. We specialize in facials. We do microderm abrasion, microneedling, dermaplaning. So everything skincare is what we focus on at our spa.
Okay, so you said a lot of terms, microderm. Tell me a little bit more. So, like, if I'm someone, because I've never gotten a facial.
Okay.
I've never, and I was just talking to a friend about this, and she was like, I need to get a skincare routine. Like, I don't know where to start at. So what's your process when you have a new client come in and they don't know what they need, they don't know what they want?
Yeah, that's a really good question. We get clients like this all the time. So if you're a new client, we always recommend you come in for a consultation. What happens at the consultation? One of our providers, we have estheticians on staff. We also have registered nurses on staff. They will do a skin analysis to see what your skin needs, what type of skin you have, if it's oily, combination, dry. We will discuss your skin concerns. Do you have hyperpigmentation, or would you like anti-aging? So we will have a very targeted approach to what you have and what skin concerns you have. And then we would develop a facial based off of your skin type, your concerns. In our product line, we primarily use Eminence, which is an organic product line that addresses all types of skin types and skin concerns. And so that's how we kind of move forward with the facial. Depending on what your concerns are, we may do advanced facial treatments where we do microderm abrasion, which is an advanced exfoliation for the skin. Microneedling helps promote collagen to the skin. And then dermaplaning, which is fairly new, but it's kind of like a hot topic in the facial spa world, is really an advanced exfoliation, but it helps remove unwanted hair from the face as well.
So you have your PhD.
I do.
What made you start your own business? Like, were you in the medical field prior to starting your business? Like, what was your journey to getting where you are now?
It's very interesting. So I never in a million years would thought I would be entrepreneuring and doing anything like this. So during my PhD, pandemic hit. I graduated in May of 2021. So we were like just coming out of pandemic, or like kind of in that in-between stage. And so the pandemic allowed a couple things to happen. One, for us to kind of slow down and think. And so I started to be very intentional about what my next steps would be. Again, I'm a family nurse practitioner. My background, ironically, is geriatrics. So I kind of deviated a lot. I'm in dermatological area, but that's okay. But I started to think about how I could use all of my advanced training to promote myself. And it's really weird because in PhD world, most people go into academic settings. And so as I was walking through that journey, my advisors were really kind of pushing me to go into academia. And I was like, I just don't see it for myself. How can I kind of make all of this work for me? And so my mom would say, like, your journey won't look like everyone else's journey. And I really had to kind of accept, like, yeah, it's not going to look like it. And so once I accepted, like, it's okay not to do what the grain says do, I started to explore entrepreneurship. And so I'm not quite sure how I landed with day spa, but I'm excited that I chose to go this route.
Yeah. How long have you been in business?
For 1 year.
Wow. Oh my God. Listen, your journey is so inspiring. I've been in that place for a while now. Now, PhD world is not for me.
Mhm.
But I recently got my master's, and I have just been trying to figure out how to take the passion, the experience, the skill set to another level in a setting where it's easy to be boxed in. So my
Mhm.
hat is off to you. I applaud you for that. So you've been in business for a year. So still new to this.
Yes.
You are in somewhat of an affluent area in Charlotte. Tell me about some barriers or challenges that you faced in this first year of business.
Yeah. So my journey to entrepreneurship has been very unique, as I just talked about how I kind of got there. But another unique aspect of kind of how I got into entrepreneurship is I did a business acquisition. And so I started to like think about how I could be the most effective in starting a business. And so I purchased Simply Skin, Face, and Body Spa. And at the time, it had been in a community for a decade plus. The staff was established there, clientele was established. So it was a no brainer for me. It was like,
Mhm.
absolutely. I had a vision, I knew what I wanted it to be. And I felt like it had a really strong foundation. So I was like, perfect. So, life happens. And so, about 6 months into my owning the business, that's my team left. And so I feel like that was a major setback for the business. And so I think that that taught me a more global lesson is that you have to be flexible and being able to pivot. Never in a million years that I think that I would have had to like kind of rebuild. And so in that moment, I had to pivot. I had to figure out, okay, we gotta like keep moving forward. We have to do these things. So I think that was a major barrier in my first year is I literally had to rebuild the team. And I'm excited about who we have. We're constantly building, developing, and growing. But I think first year that was challenging.
Yeah, I bet. But I think at least you're in a good place where you have been able to have a hand in a say in who your team is now versus when you came in before you acquired a team and now you have selected who you're going to have. So although I bet that was really really challenging, I think it's a good way to start off and to move forward. Since being in business for the past, for a year, what do you feel like has been your key to success?
Yeah. I think two things. One, I think being consistent and showing up. I think just to show up, like when up is down and down is up and left is right, and you can't make heads or tails to get up and just show up when you don't know what the end of the day. I think that has been the most important and the key thing that has kept the business going, has kept me going. And then just being willing to do the work. Like entrepreneurship is challenging. Like it's I think it's like a meme on like Facebook or TikTok. They said it's like I left my 9 to 5, now I'm working like 24 or something like that. Like where it's like we think we're trading one thing for a better thing, but it's still as much work on entrepreneurship as it is as a 9 to 5, if not more. So yeah, showing up. And I think the other thing that has really kept me um through this year is having a strong support system. I constantly have people around me that speaks life into me, that covers me, that encourages me, that kind of knows like if something's off and I'm, being short, they're like, okay, hey, what's up? What's going on? Let's talk about it. Like, do you need a break? How can I help? Like, so I think that that was important too in kind of figuring out and navigating this first year in business.
Mhm. Yeah, so as you look into the future, what are your future goals for your business? Like what does your future for simply skin, face, and body spa look like? Let's say next 5, 10 years. What do you hope for it to be?
Yeah. So we are moving more into med spa services. Again, I'm a family nurse practitioner. We have RNs on staff. And so we're trying to push towards more medical services. So Botox, fillers. We currently do IV hydration, more advanced skincare treatments that requires that medical aspect of things. We're rolling out services actually starting in March. um, I think another thing I've learned in entrepreneurship is you plan and you have this vision, but you're also very flexible. So I just kind of want to enjoy, like, I don't want to be so focused on getting to the next step that I forget like the process in between, because I feel like that's where the beauty happens. That's where the growth happens. That's where the magic happens. So we have some goals. I think we're really pushing towards medical spa services while keeping that kind of day spa feel. We don't want to lose how we care for our clients, how we have that connection with our clients, and how our environment is set up to be a place of relaxation and rejuvenation and kind of a place to kind of reset. We don't want to lose that aspect of our services, but we want to be a little more advanced in our treatment plans.
Awesome. I like that. And I like staying in the moment, how you were saying about like just enjoying where you are right now, and that flexibility, you definitely have to have that in
Mhm.
entrepreneurship. So I definitely get it. During the pandemic, we saw such a rise in entrepreneurship, right? And you said something where you pretty much been working harder than when you was in your 9 to 5. You got to
Mhm.
be ready for what, to jump into entrepreneurship. But why do you think entrepreneurship in the Black community is important, and Black wealth is important?
I think we kind of been doing entrepreneurship. We just didn't have a name for it. And I think that now we can put a name to it, but we've been doing this. Back in the day, my grandmother used to do hair out the kitchen. Like, that's entrepreneurship. Like, so I feel like we've been doing this. And I think that we are magical in the fact that we can pivot. Like, if you put our back on any wall, we're going to find our way out of it. And I think that the pandemic really heightened that in the minority population, where we were furloughed, we didn't have jobs. So we had to make ways. We had to figure out how to feed the family, how to sustain this life. And I really feel like that's where the influx of entrepreneurship came, because we were like, hey, we got these talents, we got these abilities, we're innovators, we can do it. And so we start putting names to things, and we start developing systems, and then social media and the internet is just an amazing resource. And so we just started connecting. And I think that's where entrepreneurship just kind of really took off. Like, long gone are the days where you can't do something. You can do anything, and
Mhm.
the internet is proof of it.
Yeah, so true, so true. So I have one last question for you. As you've stated, entrepreneurship is a challenge. You got to be built for it.
Mhm.
And I do agree. Definitely, we've been doing it for a long time. Entrepreneurship existed for a long time. Like you said, it was not a name to it. And so the direction that the community has gone in to going in business for themselves. Do you have any advice for anyone that's not quite there yet, maybe has a vision, but it doesn't know what to do, fearful of jumping off that cliff because it's a steep cliff?
Mhm.
What's your advice for someone that's trying to go down that route?
If I could do it again, I would surround myself with people that were doing the same thing that I was doing. I knew people that were in entrepreneurship and that was kind of building their business, but I didn't know anyone that I could like I could touch. And so now I'm real big on networking and trying to kind of figure out like where my resources are in the community. So I would say definitely start there. Don't reinvent the wheel. If you can find someone else that's doing what you want to do, it's already going to be different by default because you're different. So the way you're thinking about it, what you're doing, your process, all of that is going to be different. So if you can find someone and connect with them and learn from them, do that. I don't think that we do a good job at connecting and kind of growing. We're like really territorial. And the thing is that even if we want to do hair at the same time, the way I do it and the way you process it's two different things. So
Yeah.
it's going to be so different, but we can come together collectively and determine like, oh, okay, this is the best way, or I've tried this, it didn't work.
Mhm.
So I think that connecting with people in your community that are going in the same direction, not necessarily doing the same thing, but going in the same direction is very important. And I also think that while being flexible and being able to pivot, you still need to have a plan, because you need to have a blueprint of where you want to go. And if it changes, if it shifts, that's okay, but still have some type of direction, some type of roadmap to get you where you want to go. Um, I think, yeah, those two things are important.
Good nuggets, good stuff. Well, thank you so much for being here, participating in this series. I think it's so important. I think viewers, anybody that is trying to break into to entrepreneurship, or people that's where you are right now, could definitely relate to you, as well as learn some things from these nuggets that you just dropped. So I just want to take the time to thank you so much for being here. Viewers, if you guys want to catch up with Nicole, or find out more about her business, her information is going to be posted below. So definitely reach out to her and support her business. But thank you so much, Nicole, for being here.
Thank you. Bye.